super excited to be here to give this TEDx talk. I'm not the conventional speaker. I'm going to just talk and just be myself the way I am all the time. So, a little about myself. I have almost 14 years of corporate banking experience, and I am also a certified marriage and couples coach, along with certified trauma coach. I've done a lot with the community. I'm a business owner, and it's a business that works heavily with the community. So that kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about today is something that is essential in this new essential that we have, but it's something that doesn't change from, before COVID, after COVID, and it's something that has helped me accomplish goals and do what I do today. And that all revolves around relationships. So, what we're talking about today are the two essential components to a relationship. First is honesty, and it sounds simple, but sometimes we forget the major components of a relationship. And so the first one is honesty, and then the next component is trust. And you can't have a relationship without those first two components, without the first two in order. First being, again, the honesty, transparency, and then building that trust. And honesty can look different ways. It could just be you being transparent with a person that you're interacting with. But it's first being honest in who you are and how you are, and being okay with being your honest self, and then them accepting that and then growing that trust with you to have that relationship. It's so important to stress the two essentials of a relationship. And again, with that being honesty, transparency, being honest, and then developing that trust, those are the two essential components you're going to need now, you're going to need it in the future, you're really going to need it forever to grow and have a relationship with someone. Because no matter what is going on in your world surrounding you, it's always going to pin down to people. It's going to pin down to individuals, and you're going to need to have a relationship with those individuals. And to build a relationship with the community, even in a virtual environment, building a relationship first requires you to be honest. It's being honest and transparent with the community so that you can build trust with the community, whether you're in person again or virtually. The essentials for a relationship still do not change from 10 years ago to now, and it's not going to change in the future. And so that's why it's essential for all of us to just completely understand that this is how you're going to build relationships with others in your workplace or in your community. So what this time has taught me with the whole COVID, everything turning around, everything switching upside down, and you don't have to try to pigeonhole yourself into a certain mode of acting like or being like someone else. Like, even if you're not a conventional speaker, you can still host a show. Even if you feel that something requires you to be one way and you feel that you're another way, you can still do it. Just building those relationships can help you in whatever you want to do. Building those relationships and establishing first the honesty and then the trust can help you accomplish almost any goals. Even though it gets hard, it's in a perfect example of everything with COVID. you still can accomplish your goals by building these relationships. Sometimes you're going to be misled, sometimes you're going to be discouraged because of other people's dishonesty. And really, that's just like a fact of life. Sometimes people are going to be dishonest with you, and you just have to move on from that. But the best thing from those moments is the learning moment that you receive from those interactions. Every interaction is a learning moment, and you just have to take those moments and move on. So the only thing that you can do is control what you do as an individual. Even if external factors want to nudge you into a different direction, you still have the ability to control what you do and to control your honesty and your transparency to help build that trust with the community. Going back to the point of building trust as far as like with the community, being very honest and transparent, getting to know people and showing that to people that you encounter. For example, not a conventional speaker, but I also host a live in-person show, and during those shows we really connect with our guests, and we get to give them an opportunity to show themselves how they are to the community, helping them build a relationship with the community by them being themselves. So even business-wise, so you might be a business owner and you are wondering how you're going to get more clients and how you're going to grow your business. And the bottom line is that you can have all of the flashy advertisements, you can have the best wardrobe, you can have all of those things, but the bottom line is that people do business with people they trust. And if you are not sending the feeling of being trustworthy, then they're not going to do business with you. So if you're trying to get a client and they're running around in circles, and they're saying that they're going to catch up with you and they're going to connect with you, they're going to call you back, all of this stuff, and they never do, it's because really they just don't trust you. They don't trust you. So, and you're like, well, why don't they trust me? They haven't had an opportunity to experience your honesty. So they haven't had enough interactions to have decided that you're an honest person. And once you develop those interactions of showing that you are an honest person, or sending that message that you're an honest person, then that develops the trust with clients or future clients, so that they then want to do business with you. Trust is not going to be immediate. You're not going to be able to build trust with an immediate stranger in 1 second because you're honest with them for one minute while you're talking to them. But the road to building that trust is having honest interactions with the person. Talking about trust in an example of getting feedback from somebody, and you might receive that feedback in a negative way, which might not be the way they intended for you to receive that feedback. But again, it goes to you really trusting that person. And if you really 100% trust the person, usually you're going to receive that feedback in not a negative way. It's going to be a positive way or a constructive way that you're going to receive it, because you trust that person. And The only reason why you trust the person is because you believe that they are honest with you. So when you're reacting in a negative way, a lot of times from feedback, is really because you're not trusting of that person. You don't really trust them, and you don't really feel that they are being honest or even an honest person. And so that leads to really you not having a relationship with that person. You really don't have a relationship with that person who is giving you that feedback. So what I want you guys to take from this TEDx talk is that you can do anything, you can accomplish anything that you set out to accomplish. You can go to corporate America and be there for as long as you want and be there for 10 years. You can go and you can be an entrepreneur. You can be a business owner. You can decide to follow your passion. You can decide that you want to work with the community and grow in that way. What I want you guys to take from this video is that as long as you remember the relationship part, remember that everything pinpoints around having a relationship with an individual, then you can be successful. You can do whatever you want to do. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Thanks, guys, for sitting with me.